Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dinks Wit Kinks. Before we get into tonight's episode, I want to remind everyone that we are in fact on that social media. If you could like, subscribe, or whatever it is to the social media and reach out and talk to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We're on YouTube as well. You can listen to the podcast there. It's really cool. Dinks Wit Kinks. I am your host, John Dondero, and with me tonight, as always, very sensual. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all are not prepared for what y'all are about to hear, but she has a little bit of what we call con crud, and it has turned her voice into something unreal and like super sexy. Like I can't even stand it right now. Miss Rebecca.
I like to refer to it as nerd flu. But hello, everyone.
I'm loving that. I'm loving your voice right now. And
okay.
a man who you'll always tip your hat to, only because his hat is cooler, Mr. Shep.
Good evening.
What is that little doodle thing you have? Is that a tampon monster?
It's an angry bow tie man that the other one made for me.
Angry bow tie man. Oh, nice. I like it. So
Nice.
you know what we're doing tonight, y'all. We missed an episode. We missed a week because we were at convention and all that. So we're back.
Well, technically, we didn't miss. We just did our podcast live and didn't record it.
You're right. We didn't. That being said, tonight I want to get a little bit of lights, camera. Rebecca, if you could change the money shot, like what's considered a money shot in any film, what would you change it to? Right?
Money shot. If I could change,
Yeah, like you guys know why you think about that. You guys know what the money shot is. It's the finishing move, the finisher.
I was on the ass, like bent over on the ass,
Right there,
like ass
That's
up, like yeah, not on the face, like yeah, on the ass. Like, cheek spread, like the whole
Not
thing.
on the face. Not on the face. Oh.
Not on the face. I worked too hard to put on this makeup.
Well, the reason I ask is because tonight we're not making content for OnlyFans tonight, and we're not watching other people's content. We're talking about making home movies, making movies for yourself to watch later. Mm-hmm. And have you guys ever recorded yourself?
Yes, multiple times. And they are not for public consumption. Usually, a select.
Usually, so
like,
that means what is you can find at Dinks Wit Kinks everywhere. We'll go ahead and post that out.
No, I usually do it for my partner. But a lot of times I enjoy watching myself. I mean, I know that sounds very egotistical, but it's hot. It's hot to like record
what we're talking
yourself.
about tonight.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Shep? You ever film yourself? You ever given any fun bless?
Bleh.
Fun bleh. I think.
Well, I'm gonna tell that story. This is the one podcast I can tell that story, and it's actually contributing to the subject matter.
It's actually relevant.
I think once, a long time ago, whenever it was my other half of the time lived in Canada many years ago.
Did she go to a different school? Did we not know her?
This was
Your
way earlier in
girlfriend
life.
from Canada.
Yeah. No one ever knew her.
I had a girlfriend in Canada. She went to a different school. You didn't know her.
But she did go to college in Regina.
Regina.
Oh my God, do you know there's a show on Hulu
Every time I flew,
where they are relocated to Regina?
Yeah, and every time I flew to Canada to visit her, I flew into Regina.
Oh
I mean,
my
we'd
God,
hope.
really?
We really hope.
I did.
You flew
I
into
did.
it? Okay.
I flew right into it. Into the heart of Regina.
Yeah.
But after that, it was mostly pictures or film being made of me. Actually, yeah, I didn't make the film, but there was that little porn series thing. So filming of me, yes, but never self-filming.
Actually, I would count that as content making.
Yes, there was content making.
And that's one of the big differences I want to discuss tonight. Like, because we did the OnlyFans episode and we did watching porn episode. So we've talked about making pornography multiple times. But this is very different. I'm not making this for anybody other than my own consumption or mine and my partner's consumption. Like, I don't want this. I don't want to make content. I don't want to show my ass to the world. I mean, I do personally. I want to show everybody.
Well, yeah, we know that.
And like, why people really dig that, like why people get into that and want to do that. So that's why I was like, this episode is going to be very different.
Yeah, I do that. Most of like on TikTok, because we know my obsession with the tickety talks.
You film yourself on TikTok? What's your TikTok?
What's your handle again?
Yeah, what's your handle?
No,
we need to know.
At Nerd Mom Ace, but that's something different. They teach you how to do boudoir shots and how to send sexy selfies and all of that, and I do that, but I don't do it. I have recorded myself masturbating. I have like all of that. And I think it's hot. And it's not for public consumption. It is for my personal pleasure. It's empowering. It's such a turn on. Like, just to know that you're enjoying yourself. And somebody else like that you hand select, or that is privileged to see it, like that. I've been doing that
very much so.
Yeah, since digital recording was a thing.
Yeah, I just never record for myself. It's always for others.
And see, there's a difference between a content maker and someone who enjoys home movies. And the one thing I really like about this is it's the same people who like would bring a mirror into the bedroom, like a full size mirror. Was that something you would do?
Oh, I love mirrors. I love mirrors.
Yeah.
I absolutely love mirrors.
There it is. But I think that's amazing. Like, a lot of people will say, well, this is very conceited. I'm like, it's not. Just because you enjoy the sight of yourself getting pleasure, I think that's incredibly healthy.
It actually took me a long time. I suffer from body dysmorphia, and I suffer recovering from eating disorders when I was younger, and just a sense of self-loathing. And the fact that I got to that place where I enjoy watching myself masturbate, or I enjoy watching myself get railed in the mirror, or it's that whole, it brings in a sense of not just satisfaction of your partner watching you, but you being able to watch yourself and find yourself sexually attractive. And it's a totally different level, I think, for me personally. I think it's a totally different level when I'm making videos or taking pictures of myself. I get turned on because it's hot to me, and I'm sexy, and I think I am sexy, and that's a totally different type of arousal than somebody else thinking you're sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree.
Go on. No, don't fuck it up. Go on. Tell us more.
No. Honestly, that's what I really dig about this kink is very body positive to oneself, and people don't do that enough. I think they don't appreciate who they are as well. I am not allowed to have mirrors in the bedroom for a totally different reason, because I make silly faces and will get distracted and see what's a silly face I can make while railing somebody. Like, I will immediately go the opposite direction of sexy and go her, just because I want to see it. I want to see that.
Don't hide from our audience. You won't make faces. You'll do face and body poses. Come on now.
I will.
Right,
I'll Superman.
Right.
I will Superman the shit out of that.
I actually had this conversation with my partner one time. They didn't understand why I would take sexy pictures of myself if I didn't want other people looking at me. And I was like, I did it for me. I do it for me. I I do it because I feel sexy and I'm proud of feeling sexy. And it took them a little bit, but I think that they understand that, like, after a while, they understood that it was a confidence factor. The more confident I feel, the more that they benefit from that. And so it isn't necessarily somebody looking at me that I take these pictures because it's because I'm like, my tits look really amazing today and I feel hot as fuck, like, and I'm gonna take a couple pictures and look at that, and then I'm gonna go reel them, like, whatever, like, that's, you need to, and it is such a turn on. Confidence is a turn on, and when you love yourself at that point, and I remember the first time I masturbated in front of a mirror, and I was like bathroom mirror up on the bathtub, and it was like, that's really hot. Like, it doesn't look weird. You'd think you would feel weird, but it was just a whole level of, I'm seeing, because a lot of times you can't see what your partner sees when you're pleasuring yourself or they're pleasuring you, because you're in your own body. But when you're looking at a mirror or you're looking at those pictures, you see what they see, and you're seeing yourself through somebody else's eyes, and that's hot, and it's a level of, like, I'm just getting turned on just thinking about it. Like, I'm like, I'll go in front of a mirror, I don't care.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna tell a very personal story, and this is not even a funny one. So recently, I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna bare my soul a little bit. So I have taken several peen pics of myself, especially recently, and not sent them to anybody. They weren't for anybody's use. Just like, I felt proud of myself. About a year ago, I got off antidepressants, but they had kind of done some damage to just the physical ability to get an erection. So I was suffering from erectile dysfunction, which is a serious thing, especially for men, And people don't talk about it because no one wants to, hear about the broke dick dude. But I was like, I went to hims.com. Not sponsored, by the way. We're not sponsored, by the way, by Hims. But if you're Hims, if you're listening, just saying, happy customer. Pay us money.
Yeah, because they really don't want to hear about a broke dick guy unless he ends up being able to, like, piss around a corner or something like that. Then they want to hear all about it.
No, Hims wants to hear about it because they're the ones who gave me the medication.
Yeah,
they're the ones who fixed it.
They're the heroes.
Yeah. So when my peen started working again, I was quite proud of myself. I had kind of forgotten, just like, oh, that what my dick looked like. And it was an absolute confidence builder. And I would take pictures of my peen all day long. And my partner is not into penis pics by any stretch of the means, which is fine. Now boob pics she wants all day long. You just send her all the boob pics and the vagine pics, and she wants every one of them. I still do this to this day. I'll find a really good set and be like, here you go. But I took pictures for myself just because it gave me, like, exactly what you said, it gave me confidence. And it made me feel sexy, and when I feel sexy, I get more turned on, and then I can get more lost in the moment. I think if more people understood that it's not so much about impressing other people as sometimes you need to impress yourself. Sometimes you want to be just, I am the hot shit. And it's a turn on. It's being aware that you are the hot shit, at least in your own mind. Mm-hmm. You can put forth so much more activity. You can lose yourself more into a situation. You can fall deeper into that scene because you're not self-conscious about what you have. You're like, no, I'm on it tonight. Shit's looking real good.
Now, when you first reconnected with them, where you're like singing, "Hello, penis, my old friend."
I did. I actually sang that song, and I went, "Hello, penis, my old friend," and I just had a boner, and it was just the coolest thing ever.
We're going to get some vagina again.
I think for me, you're right. Like, I lose myself more with my partner because I'm not worried that I look stupid. You know how, like, you're always like, you get all of the whole, in mainstream society, they make the joke of the O face, or they make fun of the whole, there's also a TikTok trend, put your phone on the ground and look over, and that's how you look on top. And it's one of those that's just to make you feel bad when you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should feel good no matter what face you're making, and you should embrace that part of yourself. And I am able to, I'm not concerned about the right freckle on my left hip or whatever that whatever, like, you know, I'm not worried about any of that. I'm hot, and and I can enjoy myself, and I can enjoy how I sound and the sexual sounds that I make. I know for a long time I was very self-conscious about, because I'm a vocal person, so I was very self-conscious about like what I said, how I moaned, how I sighed, how I screamed, all of that stuff. And when you record yourself and you listen to yourself and you get turned on by yourself, you're like, well, if I'm getting turned on by myself, then, you know, then somebody else is getting turned on by that too. So I have no reason to be, you know, to be self-conscious about it. So it makes sex so much better.
Absolutely. And like I said, there's absolute fetish for watching home movies of yourself. I was with somebody who had multiple porns of her with other partners, and she got off watching them with other people. Like, it wasn't like, I don't want everyone to see this, but I want my partner to see me getting off with other people. And that was just kind of for king. And like, it wasn't really necessarily my thing, but I was like, I dig this. Okay, yeah, let's do this. You know me, I'm always happy.
Exhibitionism?
I'm just happy to be here. It's
I'm
actually
just happy to be.
almost voyeurism at that point. It's like, it is almost a seamless blend of the two, because when you're making it, you know you're being watched. And when you're watching it, you're watching them.
True.
Yeah, and this is almost a fetish in this day and age that we'd always would love to be good and beneficial for more and more people to be in and appreciate, because we're almost in a society where a lot of people, they don't even want to look at themselves in the mirror, where you should be like, at least in your day, at least say, look in the mirror and say, hello there, you know? But yeah, I mean, you know, I am almost in some ways, you know, jealous of you guys in the sense that I don't really, you know, as you well know, just don't think too much about myself. I don't demean myself, but don't think too much about myself, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I do get that.
So yeah, can truly appreciate
I'm
people
over
that
here
are
like
enjoying
dying.
this. No, don't die.
I'm like,
Oh no, I usually do not like to interrupt the podcast with shenanigans that happen around me, but so my kid came in and grabbed something out of my room real quick. He didn't close my door all the way. So our mutual pet in the house, Thatcher, bolts in. I was like, no, you don't. And then the newest wee one came bounding in, and I'm like, okay, definitely not you. And then I just see the arm of Shep's partner slowly creak into the room, pick up the kitty. I can't see her. I just see her arm pick up the kitty, and it slowly disappear. And then the door slowly creak closed. And I was losing it. I was just laughing so hard. I was like, gotta mute my mic. Gotta mute my mic.
Everybody's laughing and dying while I'm trying to be all honest and true. I see.
But no, honestly,
I'm just messing
what
with
you're
my-
saying, yeah. But what you're saying, there's some things, because a lot of people aren't able to do this. I'm on this podcast. I edit this podcast. I hate editing this podcast. Do you know why I hate editing this podcast?
you hate the sound of your voice.
I absolutely hate the sound of my own voice. And that's why I'm the one who edited it, because I was like, Shep, you want to edit a podcast? I'm not listening to myself.
Says
Hey,
the
Rebecca,
guy who
would you like
might
to
have
edit
do
the
a-
podcast?
Do an audio
I mean, I
thing
could
soon.
if you wanted me to.
You don't want to do that, do you? having to
Actually,
interview your voice?
well, I mean, right now I sound
how's
like
the
I'm
edits
like,
coming on that one episode?
yeah, shut up. the lost episode. You know what? It's the lost episode. But no, I mean, I totally get that. And honestly, it wasn't until I was older that I became more confident about myself. And nowadays, I mean, I'm gonna age myself so much, but nowadays these youngsters have no problem taking all sorts of pictures of themselves, and I'm like, good on ya, because when I was your age, I was like covering myself up and super embarrassed, and just I wish I had the confidence that they have. But it took me time to learn to love myself and to get turned on just watching myself in a mirror or with my partner, or just watching myself in general. And, like looking at myself and watching how I masturbate. Like, I learned my body and what I like, and how, like, we talk about different orgasms, different levels of orgasms. Like, you can see all that on my face, like when I'm taking pictures or
And I love the warm feeling that I get whenever she talks about aging herself as the youngest one on this podcast.
Actually, I'm not. John's younger than me.
Oh, what?
He's a year younger than me.
Oh, jeez.
I'm the young boy.
He's
When
the
I
young-
Okay,
was a young
you
one.
youngins aging yourself. Jesus Christ. Anyways,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
the middle child.
you are, and that's why you're the brat.
Oh yeah.
No, when it comes to like stuff like that, honestly, working in the industry that we work in with the streaming and the podcasting and stuff like that, like I've grown more confident in seeing my face, hearing my own voice, and yeah, so I've kind of like wanted to take the next step and be more into who I am as a person. And I'm about to tell a very funny story and a very true story. And I have told this
is
story
one of my favorites.
before on our other stream, on Dondero stream. So if you like this podcast and want to see it live, we do it every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/thedondero. But on another podcast that is not sex related, it's just we talk about fart jokes, dick jokes, and broken peen jokes.
but it's
I told this story, so this is very sex related. I recently became single later last year, like late last year. And so now I'm out in the dating world and seeing like that. And one of my people that I was talking to was like, send me a video of you masturbating. I am not a content creator by any stretch of the means when it comes to anything below my waist, unless you sugar the pants count. That said,
or the waxing.
or the waxing. That was plenty entertaining down below. That said, turns out I have a shy peen when it comes to finishing on camera. So I'm doing the deed. I am masturbating, yanking the squirrel, tugging the tail, however you want to put it. And I finish, and it just kind of falls out. Like the finishing product just kind of goes bleh. Just right out. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like it was the last cough of a dying creature. And this is before I had started treating my erectile dysfunction too. So that was another thing. Like I was still on the antidepressants, which didn't help. But I was so defeated at that moment. I was just like, this is so sad. And it dejected me a whole lot. I still sent it because, I mean, dick game's still good. And it was hilarious. And I got a great story out of it. Because I believe if you can't laugh at yourself or have other people laugh at you when you present them with stuff, then they're just going to laugh at you for stuff you didn't present them. So I'm just like, here's all my funny shit. Laugh all you want because I've made content out of it.
Well, I'm sure that the bleh Did you try again later? Did you?
I did refilm it much more recent, after said boner pills, as we like to call them in the professional world, since the boner pills, just to see if there was a difference. And yes, there is much difference, because it's not like I couldn't get the erection. Mm-hmm. It just was like,
was it a vast difference?
What was a vast difference?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a very vast difference. No, it was just like, I'm here for it, or I'm running the show. That was the difference right there. You know, the person who shows up so they don't get fined, that was my penis before erection pills. It was just like, listen, I'm here, I'm up. But I haven't had my coffee yet.
Just don't ask me to do anything.
Yeah, just don't ask me to do anything. Now
okay,
it's
well,
just
what's
like,
the hottest thing that you have been sent?
Well, I mean, it's no secret that I have a pantyhose fetish, and I've had a partner send me videos of them masturbating in pantyhose with a dildo, and that was really hot. Like, outside the pantyhose, and then put the dildo in, and then held it in place with the pantyhose, and I'm just like, hot shit. I had another person just send me a video of their O-face, and gotta say, I fucking love O-faces. There is nothing hotter than an O-face. Like, somebody masturbating. I don't even have to see them actually masturbating. Just the sight of them getting off was super hot.
I enjoy getting video. I don't like dick pics. I just don't. I don't know. Like, I don't. I'm
Wait,
all
what
for,
about
like,
that one?
What?
That one.
Well,
the
one
I sent you.
The dick pic. Well, that one was just epic. Like, that dick pic was just epic.
What about the one
I more
you like the one I
enjoy
sent too, right? That little dick.
Little
furry little
dick
dick.
Yeah. Yeah. But they send me all sorts of like dick pics that aren't actual penises, like
except the one that I sent to the entire work group.
Yeah.
Of my actual peen.
Look it up, internet. DIK. It's a cute little dick.
It's a cute little dick.
I like getting videos of people getting off, like you just like the O-face. But I like the sound. I'm an auditory person, so it's not just the video, but it's also the audio. It's the hearing this fapping motion and hearing all of the moans in the voice. Like it's the whole package for me. Not just a picture. I mean, pictures are hot.
Not just the shaft, everyone. She wants the whole package.
Fapping.
Yeah, sorry, I just needed to hear that. I needed that in my soul.
I like to hear the sound. Yeah, like the sound, the moan, that when they finally come, like that's hot. And I like to I actually like to watch them come. I like to watch them come. So yeah.
Yeah. And the video I made for that partner, I was audible, because that's what they requested. They're like, I want to be able to hear it. Like, I want to hear you finish. And I was like, okay, absolutely, because I'm the same way. If you send me a picture of you masturbating and there's no sound, I'm going to be disappointed in both myself for asking and you for doing it.
Yeah, I guess it could be a little extra. Add a little extra zest when you get sent a video of somebody doing something for you, knowing that it's their partner recording it of them for you. Yeah,
that's a whole new level.
It is a whole new level.
It's fun. It's fun stuff.
I can get behind that.
They did too.
Can you get behind it, John? Can you get behind it real good?
So I think I think we did a good job talking about home movies. Like I said, there's not a lot of science behind it, other than like, you know, what we talked about, like the emotional, like self-emotional support, body positivity with yourself.
Yeah, a lot of psychology behind it.
But if you're making movies with someone else, not just of yourself, also Make sure you get consent to any type of share. Do not share without their consent of any type. And do not share, like, just be careful where you share that shit. That doesn't go away. You know, and that's the internet is forever. And as it can fall into the wrong hands and get into the wrong place. And what can in one moment be a really hot, sexy thing so just be careful who you send it to. I mean, because the internet is forever, and you send that picture, you're giving them permission. Like you're saying that you're giving them that video. So just precaution.
So make sure
internet
you have
precaution.
Make sure you have that watermark and those copyrights, because then you can get them.
Well, no, you have to be aware that anything you send to anybody becomes free game. There is no expectation. There can be expectation, but there's not a lot that can be done past you send it to them. They are free to do what you will, and there are a lot of pricks in the world who will do a lot of bad things, and sometimes you just have to be very careful. If you're not willing to show it to the rest of the internet, be very careful who you send it to, because I know there are actual websites called exgirlfriend.com where there's just videos of people's ex-girlfriends, and if you guys could give me the links to those, if you I'm appalled by these. This is a Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Oh, okay.
They had a catfish episode, and Mac is like, that's ridiculous. I hate this. What are the address links to these sites so I can go and complain? Seriously, write down the web address. That said, I think it's time to spin our wheel.
Yay. And I actually got a couple of new things for the new season from Con. Some people made some suggestions.
So she brought back more things than the crud from Con. Good job.
I see that.
I know.
Clever gal. All right, spinning the wheel. Because, I think we have 9 left on our wheel, and then we're going to do about 5 freebie episodes, viewer requested ones.
Okay.
But next week, we are going to let Mr. Shep host. Because we were actually talking about something he has added to the wheel.
What?
Something that he is very skilled at and used to do professionally for a living. And now just does for funsies.
Is it massage?
Well, it is. I was going to Shep, do you want to tell her?
No. I didn't want to spoil it.
It is, in fact,
massage is hot. I love massage.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone says, and the first thing you say is, "Oh, well, massage should be the basis of all, start of all kink." But there are people who have actual fetishes for giving massages and receiving them.
There's a whole section of porn on it. Massage, like an erotic massage, yeah.
So next week we'll truly have a very happy ending. This week, well, I just want to say cut.
Oh my god.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Back up the lights.
Okay, alright. Take 5, everyone.
Craft Services, thank you so much. That's the season wrap for
awesome.
Season wrap for Slagathor. Thank you so much. Cool.
Slagathor.
I am Slagathor. Scrubs reference. It's a whole thing.
Oh.
I am your host, John Dondero, and with me, as always, a woman we all kind of want to see the whole movie about, Miss Rebecca.
Good evening, everyone.
Only kind of.
I mean, we say kind of. We're not super obsessed. I am, but I don't want to assume the audience. That's rude. And a man who's all about those tiny details, Mr. Shep.
Micropene. I mean, till next time.
Good night, everybody.